For this video, we'll be doing lesson 6-9, where we look at markup and discount. So, a markup is the amount of increase in price. That's going to be shown in dollar symbols. An example of this is like if a store pays like $1 for, let's say, a box of rice, but they sell it to you for $3, then they've marked it up $2 so that they make money. So markup is the amount of an increase in price that the store or somebody selling something will use so that they're making money. The percent of increase, which is obviously a percent, is the percent of the markup. A discount is going to be shown in dollars as well, and it's going to be the amount of price decrease. So when something's on sale, the amount of dollars off is going to be the discount, and the percent of discount would be like if they said it was 20% off. So if something's 20% off, the percent of discount is that 20%, and then the actual discount is however much money that works out to be. So the percent of discount is the percent of decrease. And that is shown obviously with a percent symbol. One thing to note, you're going to always use decimal form of a percent to solve. So that means you're going to have to divide by 100 sometimes before you put it into a problem to use it to do the math. So if you're using a percent to help you do the math, you need to do it in decimal form. You can't like put the actual percentage in. And so that would mean dividing by 100 before you put it in. That will make sense as we start to do it. You'll see what I mean. So a grocery store has a 20% markup on a can of soup. The can of soup costs the store $1.25. Find the markup. So we're going to figure out how much money they actually mark it up. They mark it up 20%, but how much money is that? So markup in words equals the percent markup times the store's cost. Okay, so what is the percent markup times the store's cost? So the percent markup here is 20%, but I just told you, you always use decimal form. So 20% is really going to be 20 divided by 100, which is really going to be 0.2 or 0.20. So when we put that percent markup into the problem, we're going to put it in as 0.20. You don't have to show your work for doing that division. I just did it here. You should do it here to show you how we got that 0.20. But when you're in the problems, you're not going to have to show that. But know that when you put 20% in as the percent markup, you need to put it in decimal form, which means you need to divide it by 100. So 20 divided by 100 was 0.20. Then we said times the store's cost, which was 1.25. So when we do that multiplication, 0.2 times 1.25, it's going to be 0.25. So the markup is essentially 25 cents, 0.25, and we put our dollar symbol because the markup, like we said up here, is going to be shown in money. Okay? So that's finding the markup. Finding the selling price is going to have two steps. So when we're doing selling price, there's going to have two steps. Step one is going to be to find the markup, like we just did in the problem above. Step two is going to be to add it to the store's cost. So when all we're looking at finding is finding the markup, all we care is that they mark it up 25 cents. We don't really care what you end up paying for it because that's not what the problem asked us. For the next one, they're asking you to find the selling price. So we're going to figure out step 1, find the markup like we did, where we're going to figure out how much they actually mark it up. And then we're going to step 2, add that to what they pay to figure out how much they actually sell it for. So to find the markup, percent markup times store's cost, they mark it up. They pay $4.50 for a novel. The percent markup is 45%, so they mark it up 45%. I can't put 45 into my problem. I need to do what first? I need to divide it by 100. So 45 divided by 100 is going to give me 0.45. This is my percent markup, times the store's cost, which was $4.50. And I'm going to do that to figure out what the actual markup is. 0.45 times 4.50 gets me 2.03. That was step 1, was finding the markup. Now we're going to do step 2, where we take how much they pay for it, and we're going to add the markup, which is 2.03. And when we add those together, we get 6.53. So they sell that book, that novel, for $6.53. Okay, because store's cost plus the markup equals the selling price. So how much they paid for it plus how much they mark it up is how much they sell it to you for. So step 1 was finding the markup, just like we did up here. Step 2 was taking what they pay for it and adding the amount of markup money to figure out how much they sell it to you for. They sell it to you for $6.53. All right, finding the discount. Finding the discount. Finding the discount. So a discount equals the percent of discount times the regular price. So a camera that regularly sells for $210 is on sale for 30% off. Find the discount. So the percent of discount is 30%. I can't put it in as a 30. I need to divide it by 100 first. So then I say 0.30 times the regular price, which they said was $210. So 0.30 times 210 gives me 63. So the discount is going to be $63. So if you look closely, finding the markup and finding the discount are one step, and they're very similar, right? You're just finding how much extra or how much less. And then finding the selling price and finding the sale price that we're going to do on the back are going to be our 2 steps, where you do essentially, to find the selling price, you do markup then selling price, and then for the next one you do discount and then sale price. So there is a pattern to this. So we're going to do sale price back here. And again, it's going to have 2 steps. Step 1 is going to be find the discount like we just did. And then step 2 is going to be subtract instead of add, right? We're subtracting from the price because it's discounted, which means we're going to pay less. So we're going to subtract for that one. So those are the 2 steps. So we're not going to do method 2, so we're just going to do method 1 here. Okay, so discount, that's the first part, is the percent discount times the regular price. So it says a video game that regularly sells for $39.95 is on sale for 20% off. So the percent of discount is 20%. We divide it by 100 and we put it in as 0.20. Then we times it by the regular price, which is $39.95. 0.20 times $39.95 gives us $7.99. So that's the amount of discount in dollars, right? Now we're going to find the sale price, which is step 2. So we go regular price minus discount. So we're going to have $39.95 minus $7.99. And we're going to get $31.96. So the sale price, how much it costs when it is 20% off, is $31.96. So again, the markup and the discount are finding that amount, and then the selling price and the sale price are finding how much you would actually pay for it based off of that scenario. So those ones have 2 steps. All right, let's look at the quick checks. So the clothing store pays $56 for a jacket. The store's percent markup is $75 or 75%, sorry. Find the markup for the jacket. So markup was the first thing we did. It only has 1 step. If you need a little help, go back to number 1, finding the markup on the other side of the page to remember how to do it. And go ahead and pause the video and try number 1, and then we'll come back and check them together. Okay, so remembering that markup equals the percent markup times the cost. Let's solve this. So what you should have done to show your work, you should have had 0.75 because you turned 75% into a decimal times 56. When you do that math, you should get 42. So $42 is the markup. So you just had to show 0.75 times 56 that you got 42, and make sure you write 42 is the markup, or 42 equals markup, and have a dollar symbol. All right, the next one says a $5 cap has a 70% markup. Find the selling price. So this is number 2 from the front page where we were finding the selling price. So we're doing 2 steps. You got to find the markup, then you got to add it to the store's cost to find the selling price. So go ahead and pause your video and try number 2, and then we'll come back together, to correct it. Okay, so to find the markup, which was step 1, we should have 0.70 times 5, because we have 70%, which we turn into 0.70, times 5, because that's the cost. When we do that, we should get 3.5 as our markup. That was step 1. Step 2 is finding the selling price. And that's where we take the amount that they paid, which is $5, plus the amount of the markup, which is 3.5, and we add them together, so we get 8.5. That means that the selling price is $8.50. When we're doing money, make sure that if you have a decimal, you have 2 things. If there's only 1 thing, just put a 0, because 8.5, you can't write that for money. You got to write 8.50 because it's $8.50. Okay, is the selling price. So again, we did that by finding the markup for step 1. 0.70 is our 70% times $5, got 3.5. Then we do our selling price where we take what they pay, which is $5, add in that markup, and we get 8.5, which we write as $8.50 as the selling price. All right, let's look at 3. Pants priced at $21.99 are marked 15% off. Find the discount. So this is just like number 3 on the first page, the very bottom. It only has one step. You're just finding the discount. Go ahead and give this one a try, pause your video, and then we'll come back and do it together. All right, so discount equals, so 15% off, we're going to turn into a decimal, is 0.15 times the cost, which is 21, or price, which is $21.99. When we do that math, 0.15 times $21.99, we get 3.29. So the discount is $3.29 is the discount. Okay, because all we had to do was take that percent off times the price, but the percent was written 15% as a decimal, 0.15, and we do the math to find the discount. All right, the last one says, find the sale price of the video game from example 4 if the percent of discount was 25%. So remember, in the example from above, its price was $39.95, but this time instead of being 20% off like the example at the top, you're going to do 25% off. Remember that this has 2 steps. You need to find the discount and then do some subtraction. So go ahead and pause your video and do this one, and then we'll come back together and do it together. All right, so for the discount for this one, discount, we have 0.25 because we turned 25% into a decimal, times the price, which was $39.95. When we do 0.25 times $39.95, we should have gotten $9.98. Okay, then we have step 2, which is finding that sale price, where we take what it originally cost, which was $39.95, and we subtract out that discount amount, which is $9.98. When we do that, $39.95 minus $9.98, we get $29.97. So that sale price is $29.97 is our sale price. Again, doing 2 steps. One where you find the discount, percent written as a decimal times the amount to get your discount. To find the sale price, all you have to do is subtract that dollar amount out, and you get your sale price. This wraps up lesson 6-9, where we were looking at markup and discount.